Ever heard of the lyre? Let's take a journey through time to explore the enchanting world of this ancient musical instrument. The lyre is a musical instrument with a very rich history, and it holds a special place in our cultural heritage. To fully appreciate the lyre, let us first dig into its origins. The lyre's roots can be traced back to Mesopotamia over 4,000 years ago. It all started between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, marking the beginning of a new legacy that would resonate through the corridors of time. One of the earliest depictions of the lyre comes from the Sumerians, and they crafted the representations of these elegant instruments on the clay tablets. These artifacts provide the glimpse into a society that actually cherished the arts. The lyre served not only as a source of entertainment, but as a vessel of a spiritual expression. As we travel through the epochs, we find the lyre gracing the courts of the ancient Egypt. This is where it adorned the hands of minstrels and accompanied the poetic verses of bards. The lyre was not confined only to the East, it spread its melodies to the Mediterranean, to the shores of the ancient Greece. In Greece, the lyre achieved the exalted status. It became synonymous with the god Apollo, the divine patron of music and poetry. And what about the myth of Orpheus, the legendary musician who was so skilled to play the lyre that he could actually charm the trees and the rocks? All these things made the lyre even more popular and interesting. The design of the lyre itself is a testament to craftsmanship of ancient artisans. The lyre's body was typically made from wood, and its strings were either made from the animal gut or sinew. So it was a harmonious mix of form and function. Originally, the lyre had two shapes, which is a U shape and Y shape, but its visual appearance could also vary depending on the region and its traditional and cultural preferences. The lyre strings were plucked by the fingers or a plectrum. The sound of a lyre ranged from something very soft, delicate, and even ethereal to bold and resonant. All of these options gave musicians the availability to touch a very big spectrum of people's emotions. Even though the lyre's structure was very simple, it could still produce very beautiful and complex melodies. This is why it won the hearts of the ancient civilizations very, very quickly. As the lyre continued its journey through the history, it also adapted to changing cultures of different societies. For example, in the hands of elite Romans, it became a symbol of a luxury. It became so popular that it was even included in different architectural and artistic motifs of the Roman Empire. Later on, it even found its place in the medieval and Renaissance eras. However, as the musical tastes of the people changed, the lyre had to give the spotlight to other new musical instruments and slowly fade into the background. But what is beautiful that in our recent times, in our nowadays times, people would like to dig in their ancient roots, and this is why interest to the lyre is growing bigger every single day. Moreover, the contemporary musicians decided to recreate this kind of ancient instrument, and they breathed life into a lyre once more. So it's not only a nostalgic respect to the lyre, but it allows us to bridge the gaps between the civilizations and generations, which is beautiful. In time of technologies, it's really nice that we can pause for a second and appreciate the melodies of ancient civilizations. For me personally, music is a universal language, and the lyre is a part of it. So may its strings continue to resonate through ages and keep connecting us to our rich cultural tapestry of our human heritage.